Back row minister to the world premiere, Mr. Marty coming at you live in Iraq, straight out of the Kia Optima Luxury Studios. Well, a lot of people come on my website, on my my page when I post a video, especially during college football time, and they got all this stuff to say. You're a hater, you're this, you're those, you're these. You just mad because your team didn't get there. All y'all hating on this team. Y'all just hating them because they're the best, yada, yada, yada. Getting vested in bullshit. And I talk about this all the time when it comes to sports. And it's a reason why my sports life is a lot better today than it was in the past, because I would get vested in this until I began to understand gematria, and I began to, piece stories together, news stories together, and I began to really listen to what was being said by the networks. And seeing rigged sports with my own eyes for many years, and then just coming to terms that this shit is all BS and just treat it like wrestling. It's all fake, it's all staged, it's all rigged. They plan the outcome, they know who's going to win, they've already chosen who's going to win. And that's pretty much how the system works, and it has to work like that. There's a lot of money in this system. A lot of money in this system. Now with sports betting being legal, it's really a lot of money in the system. So they're going to really have a lot of say when it comes to the outcomes. So as far as our championship game, we picked this months ago that we were going to get regurgitated football part 3, Alabama, Clemson, and pretty much said the gematria that day kind of really favored Clemson, and it did at the end of the day. Clemson were handed the national championship. Dabo Swinney gets his second national championship. And the reason is quite clear. This is for the ACCN. Clemson now can say, historically, they were the first champion of the new conference. So they were the first football team to hold a national championship for the new conference, kind of building up the legend of Dabo Swinney and the prominence of the Clemson program. For some reason, they want this Clemson program to be strong. Something's going to happen in South Carolina. For those people in that area, they got plans for that area. Anytime you see prominence coming to a program like that, they got plans for the area. But going in with certain deaths of C.J. Fuller, some other people, we kind of knew that due to the sacrifices that this game was really going to be pushed towards Clemson to win, and really made sense for Clemson to win. And there was no money in Alabama winning this game. Honestly, Alabama made more money losing than winning. So the point spread was a big way a lot of people made money. The lopsided affair that the game was, it wasn't even a competition. The way they made it wasn't even a competition. And for all these Alabama fans who continue to say that Nick Saban is not a sellout, who continue to say that Alabama players don't sell out games, listen, I stayed in Alabama. And some of the stories that I heard from guys who played football for years, a lot of the colleges down there, about guys that were the Auburn, guys that were the Alabama, these guys sell out all the time. You got to remember, Alabama is a secret society mecca. If you are on a team 10 out of 3, you're in one of the societies. So you're sworn by the oath. You're sworn by the oath, and you pretty much have to follow the rules of the oath. So these kids have a lot to lose because they really don't have anything. So if I tell you got to point shave a game for this, or you need to go ahead and make your performance look really bad so you can go to the pros, of course they're gonna do it. These kids really don't have a lot. A lot of these kids live in poverty, so of course they're gonna do whatever you tell them to do. They're gonna follow the rules. They're not gonna buck the system. And that's what you saw tonight. You saw tonight, and if you really think about it, ESPN wasn't pushing Alabama as hard as they had, as they did the year prior. This year, they really didn't push Alabama that hard. And they struggled pushing the national championship because people are really tired of regurgitated football. That's what I'm saying in the NFL. We could see kind of a changing of the guard as far as kind of that twist in the plot. Everybody's jumping on a Brady bandwagon, but like I said, You could see a twist in the pot. We're going to still put Brady. Brady has a better chance for the script than anybody. We're still going to put that twist in. But coming into this season, it was really in the middle of the season where you saw Clemson being the dominating force. You saw Bama's domination, but you really saw them really, really pushing more towards Clemson this year. And that's where they ended the year at, with Clemson having a title. So for all those Alabama fans who continue to not want to believe that this is rigged and scripted bullshit, think about last year's title. Your team just so happens to be down 13 points, and number 13 comes in the game to win the game. Well, I mean, how more scripted and rigged can it be? But for Bamites, when they're winning, they can't see it. But now, hopefully, that they're losing, maybe they can see that this team that played like superstars and had players saying that they could beat NFL teams on their team, making comments like this, that this team that played like superstars played like straight trash last night. But they're supposed to be such a dominating team. So you tell me, is it rigged or not? Is it scripted or not? Did they point shave and sell out or not? Because it's right in your face. You saw the point shaving last night. I mean, come on. You saw the missed tackles and the missed catches. You saw it. You saw the defense not perform. You saw it with your own eyes. So how much do I have to show you for you to see? In Alabama, on the Tuskegee University campus where I went to school, you have the statue of Booker T. Washington raising the veil of ignorance. And it's a big statue when you first come on the campus. If you've ever been to that campus, very beautiful historic campus, but he lifts the veil of ignorance for the African American man and allows him to see the world for the first time. He's never really saw the world. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to lift the veil of ignorance and allow people to see the world for what it is, if you want to. The problem is that people just don't want to see. It's not that they don't see, it's just they don't want to see. They don't want to come to terms that their sports and their beloved teams have been point shaving and selling games for years. And here's another example of the same thing. How can I come and tell you who's going to win the national championship this year 3-4 months in advance? And even for me, I had to come to terms. We battle in the truth community, and sometimes you got to see things for what it is and listen to the guys who really know how to do this and really take the time to master the craft. So with me this year, it was just sitting back, listening, understanding the craft, understanding what I'm seeing is being put right in my face, and going off of what I saw. There was a lot of deaths for Clemson this year. There was a lot more emphasis paid to Clemson this year. And then once you do the gematria numbers, and college football is real hard when it comes to gematria. They hide it real well. But when you do the numbers, and then when I did the numbers for this championship game, Clemson came out on top numbers-wise. And I did it various different ways. Clemson still came out number-wise. Some things that might have got people was the 7. Thinking that Saban's going to get that 7. And they're not going to allow Saban to break Bear Bryant's record. That record's going to be kept for a long period of time. Saban's not the man chosen for that. It's kind of like Rocky Marciano's record with Floyd Mayweather. He's going to have to he's not going to be able to stay tied with Rocky Marciano. They're not even going to allow that. He's going to drop a fight, and that's going to be it. But really just paying attention to the way that they write the script and how they want the script to go. And then when you saw the new beginnings of the ACC end, you should already knew they wanted Clemson to be the first championships for this new conference. They got to sell this new conference. They got to get other teams to want to come, and Clemson is the best way to get other teams to want to come. But it's all rigged bullshit at the end of the day. NFL, you got a field goal kicker in the Bears game who kicks a perfect field goal 2 minutes before. The next minute, he's kicking the ball at the goal post on command, because they didn't want the quarterbacks to look bad or the defense to look bad. They sell out the kicker. This is the way they do it. It's the way they've always done it. Staged and rigged sports. So don't get your blood pressure up. It's just a game. Like I said, I'm going to keep my pick as far as the Super Bowl. My boy threw out the Eagles. He's riding with the Eagles. He thinks they're writing in the script for Nick Foles. I'm still going with the Saints to win the Super Bowl. I think everything this year points more towards a Saints victory. But I'm 50-50 on Brady right now. I'm really thinking that they possibly could be handing the mantle over to Andrew Luck in historic fashion, kind of that replay of Deflategate, and we get kind of that revenge game for Deflategate coming this season. Mr. Motley Back Row Ministry, once again, don't get too vested in bullshit, as I always say. Peace.